We're looking forward to the game. We played Shanghai 10 days ago, so we know what they're about. They beat us 2-1 in that game, but I thought we played really well. Probably deserved more out of the game than what we got. So we've got to learn from that and pick up from our mistakes. We conceded 2 goals from crosses into the box, so we'll try and make sure we don't do that again. Other than that, I thought the general play of the boys has been really good in the 2 games that we've played. The pressing has been good. This is pre-season for us, so we're getting better and stronger each game, which is really good for the team.
Thank you, Coach. Can we get a statement from Michael as well on his team's preparation for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we've been playing some really good football. I think, as the coach said, I think we probably should have gotten more out of the last game against this opposition. The boys have been training well, and I'm confident that we can get the result, and I think we have enough quality to do that.
Thank you. We'll take a few questions. Go ahead, Tom.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sydney's a successful and ambitious club, and it's been, I guess, the ambition of the club to do better in Asia for a while. While I understand it is the pre-season for you guys, that record of 1 win in the last 19 or 20 in the ACL, it must be something you really want to, I guess, end before you go home from this competition?
Yeah, definitely. It's not a great record. Like I said, we have been playing really well and creating chances, but it hasn't been leading to the results, which is something we need to fix. We've been in every game that we've played, barring probably the Yokohama game before we were in this bubble. So yeah, I think there's only little details that we need to fix and to have the belief that we can win the games. Conceding 2 late goals against Shanghai, just stuff like that, little concentration errors that we can fix to make sure we finish the game off and get the win that we deserve. I really believe we've deserved to get wins and to pick up points in this competition. Obviously we're out. There's less pressure on us now to perform, but we still have 2 games to go, and we want to perform well, and we want results. As simple as that.
Thank you, Coach. Next question. Yeah, go ahead, Vijay.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Coach, the AFC Champions League has provided some reason for optimism because despite the pandemic of the last few months. But do you think it has had any effect, apart from the competition, do you think the pandemic has had any effect on probably resources of the clubs, Asian clubs? And has it really been a drain on players, maybe affected their training schedules? And do you think it has, probably for the next 1 year, you will still feel the impact of the pandemic, or do you see much reason for hope in the next few months as well?
I definitely think it has had an impact on our domestic league. It's played a big part in our domestic league. The salary cap has dropped, I think, because of that. Which makes it more difficult to get quality players into Australia with their families as well. It's difficult to get foreigners in because of that reason, because it's difficult because of the COVID situation to get the whole family there. So I think domestically it has impacted. We've given up a lot also to come here for 3 weeks. We have to go back to quarantine in Australia as well for 2 weeks as well. So Michael's got twins. He's just had 3 months old that he's had to go away from their families for so long. It's very difficult, and it is what it is. We are footballers, and we have to prepare for every situation. So, but definitely it's had impact on the whole world, I think.
Thank you. We'll take a question from Michael. Thanks.
Michael, as Steve said, you probably played well enough to get results in the previous 2 matches and ended up losing both. But you've had a 6-day break before this one. Just wondering, obviously physically that'll help you to recover, but in terms of being mentally ready to go again, how has that 6-day break benefited or otherwise your team?
Yeah, I think obviously the break it helps. I think at a certain point it becomes too long, but 6 days is pretty perfect, I think. If you look at some of the other teams' schedules, they've had 3 days between games, which is probably not enough to have the perfect amount of recovery. But I think for us, especially being in the hub, in the hotel together, we're pretty much doing everything the right way. Everything that needs to be done. Everything that needs to be done. To be physically ready, as opposed to, I guess, when you talk about mental readiness. We're here to play football. I think we've got, we knew coming here we had 4 games. Even though we can't progress through the group, these games are still super important for our season, and I think they can be very valuable for us going forward, to get more minutes in the legs, to play against quality opposition. I think it'll hold us in good stead going back to Australia and starting the league there. I think when it comes time to play in the A-League, I think we're going to be this is the perfect preparation, I think, for us now.
Thank you. Or we'll wrap one more. Go ahead. Yeah,
One
go
more
ahead.
for you, Michael. It's I wanted to ask about the cooling technology in the stadiums they have here in Qatar. You've played in a lot of A-League games in the middle of summer where it's really hot and uncomfortable for the players. Just your experience so far in this sort of with playing on pitches with this sort of technology, and maybe if you think in the future a bit further down the track, it's something that could be implemented in countries like Australia.
Yeah, I think when we saw the schedule, I thought maybe it might be a problem playing at 1 o'clock in Qatar, but as you mentioned, the stadiums have used the cooling technology, and you really wouldn't know where you are, or what time you're playing when you're there. I mean, when you're in the stadium, I think the way that they've been positioned so as to reduce the amount of sun that comes in for starters, but then on top of that, the cooling technology, it really is the most perfect scenario. I think the conditions have been exceptional for us to play our games, and I think that's helped us to play good football. In Australia, I mean, we play during the summer as well, and sometimes it's almost impossible to play. You need to have drinks breaks, you need to slow the game down, but we haven't had to do that here. So I've been really impressed by the stadiums and the technology, and I'd love to see it implemented into Australia in the future if possible.